I'm at Surrey Bridge Hotel here on a Friday afternoon tastings with Dave Cush from Vale Wine down in the east coast of Tasmania. Pulled him aside just to talk a little bit about the great Pinot that he makes, as well as perhaps some of the other varieties that may not be as familiar with from the range.
Pinot? Well, we make mostly Pinot Noir. We produce, I guess in an average year we produce 100, 120 tonnes, and about 80 of that is Pinot Noir. So it's certainly the focus for us, Pinot Noir. And a few years ago we came up with this different style, the Melrose Pinot. It's a style that we can grow reliably even in relatively difficult seasons, and we can get it out there and get it on the shelves for low 20s, and the growth in that market is incredible. Like it's the biggest growth since Cabernet in the 80s. There's just no stopping it, and so we're just trying to consolidate our market position and try and increase our volumes. But Tassie's got the unusual problem of you can't buy fruit, so it's a long-term process. We're planting more vineyards and we're trying to get it out there, but it takes time.
So what is it about the Melrose in particular that you find people are enjoying?
Well, it's such a friendly wine. Like it's just got classic Pinot varietal fruit jumping out of the glass, and then the palate is soft, it's plush, it's fairly broad. It's a very friendly, all occasion sort of wine. It's not the sort of wine that you need to sit there and pull apart and think about for too long, but you can if you want to. I mean, it is quite complex, but at first blush, it's a good quaffer. Chardonnay. Well, we make two different styles of Chard. One of them is the old school balls out beefy Chard. That's got a very small market though, so that's a cellar door only wine for us. Well, that's our reserve Chard. A couple of years ago, we struck on this style that, in a fashion, is trying to get along the lines of Chablis. You know, it's tight, minerally, down in the grapefruity end of this flavour spectrum, and we can grow and produce that fairly cheaply too. And so that's the same sort of, it's line price with the Melrose. And all of a sudden, we've got this Chardonnay market that we never had before. You know,
is that a result of that change in style, you reckon?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's something different. Like, it sets us apart having that style of Chard. But it's turned out to be like just a perfect house pour Chardonnay. So it pretty much gets sold exclusively in restaurants and cafes and stuff as the by the glass Chardonnay.
Yep.
You know, because it is something different. And the other thing I like about that style is that it's bringing people back to Chardonnay who have all that, you know, the baggage about I don't drink Chardonnay because it's oaky. Well, Chardonnay is very versatile, very diverse styles. It can be like this. People come in the cellar door, they say I don't drink Chardonnay. I give it to them if I'm feeling, you know, energetic. I give it to them and say, oh, here's the Sauv Blanc, or here's something special.
Yep.
They try and go, well, what was that? Chardonnay. Well, I never. So
it's about changing some of those preconceptions and just getting people to taste it.
Yeah, broaden your horizons, you know, like just, not every wine's different, you know, and you can't go and just say I don't drink Chardonnay because everyone makes it different.
And how about the Gewürztraminer? That's one we were talking about a little while ago.
Gewürz, yeah.
A style that you see more people drinking, or is it always going to be a bit of a cult sort of?
I think it's always going to be a bit of a nerd's wine. Like, it's always going to be a bit of a wine fanatic wine.
Yep.
It's a shame. I mean, they're lovely wines, but you can't convert everybody. We sell nearly all of that at the cellar door as well, and it's usually to people who've never even seen the word before. So they taste it, and it's really good to see a wine like that where people are they're forced to actually think about whether they like it or not, with no preconceived ideas about whether they should or shouldn't, and people do.
I guess that's one of the challenges for winemakers, for retail outlets, is getting people to try things they haven't tried before.
Yeah.
Because there's such diversity and range within a grape variety.
Yeah.
It's a shame to stick, to avoid something just because you've had a bad experience with it.
unfortunately, economics come into it. Like, not everyone can afford the time to hand sell this particular wine. I mean, as much as a sommelier might love Gewürz, he's going to get sick of trying to ram it down people's necks after a while. So we sell a little bit of Gewürz to restaurants, but it's only really, it's very small wholesale market. It's really just for people who come to Spring Vale, and it's become a specialty wine for us. There's a dwindling number of producers making it, because it's the very difficult variety every single step of the way, from growing to making to selling. So people just give up on it. But we've been doing it now since '97, and we love it. So we're going to stick with it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cheers, Dave.
No worries, mate.